Welcome back. I have with me today your supervisor and my supervisor, Lisa Bartlett, as she oversees the 5th District here in Orange County, and always a pleasure to have you on. So welcome back.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
And you've brought along a guest today that I have not met before, and I'd like to welcome Dr. Richard Afable. So we're here to talk about primarily, we're going to talk about a few other things. It's called Be Well OC, and it's something that I had not heard of before. I read about it when you sent me the information. So I know that one of the things that you were most concerned about in this county, your district and all, is mental health. And a lot of times that relates to some of the homeless we have, which is also something that you're highly involved in as well.
Yes. So mental health and mental illness is something that right now is very prevalent in Orange County. And in 2015, when I was chairwoman of the board that year, I established the Mental Health Ad Hoc to take a look at what we can do to improve our system of care for mental health for all of our Orange County residents. And the outcome of that Mental Health Ad Hoc is the Be Well OC initiative that we are very excited about as a county. Every Orange County resident should have access to mental health services. And when you connect all of the dots with mental health, there's a connection many times to substance abuse, pain addiction, suicide. So there's a lot of things that need to be addressed with regard to mental health, and whether it's a youth or all the way up to our seniors. It's something that's very important to us in Orange County.
And doctor, let me ask you first off, why has this become more prevalent, or is it because we are much better today compared to decades ago of understanding this?
Well, mental illness is not new. It's always been with us.
Right.
But mental illness has not had the attention that physical illness has been about. Not to say that mental illness isn't a physical condition, it is.
Right.
I like to call it a brain disease. But we just have not been paying the attention to it that we have with other medical conditions. There's a stigma around mental illness. People consider it a form of weakness rather than a true medical condition. And we're trying to change that stigma. We will change that stigma so that we will understand it and we will be more conversant. And so then when we're more conversant in the condition and understanding what it is, then we'll get to solutions, just like we have for medical conditions.
Right, and it really runs the gamut. We can think of mental illness as someone who has some kind of a learning disability, has some kind of a condition they were born with, all the way to people who go throughout their daily lives, but their mental condition can be depression. That's probably one of the most hidden things that we don't see. Am I right?
Yeah, to be sure. There is quite the continuum when we talk about mental illness, from conditions that are, as you had mentioned, that have been lifelong and might be related to a learning disability, to conditions that have come on later in life, and maybe issues and conditions that could be environmentally influenced, not that they are the underlying cause, but anxiety states leading then to depression that can then lead to other more serious conditions. So there is a full continuum, just like there are a full continuum. There is a full continuum in many medical conditions and physical illnesses. We just need to be much more aware of the nature of this, like we are with diabetes, like we are with high blood pressure, like we are with cancer. We want to put it in a category such as that so that we will pay very close attention to it.
Supervisor, tell me about this center that it said the Be Well OC Anita Wellness Campus, and tell us how this is going to be involved in helping people, and is it a private-public partnership, or how is it run?
Right. What's unique about this particular initiative is that it is a public-private partnership. So the county just approved $16.6 million towards the Be Well Initiative campus, and 3 hospitals put in $12 million, CalOptima put in $11.4 million, for a total of $40 million. We will create a 60,000 square foot state-of-the-art mental health ecosystem campus. So this is something the county and all of our stakeholders and partners are very excited about. And it will be open to the public regardless of ability to pay.
Okay.
So open to all Orange County residents.
And it says Anita, does that mean it's up in that area, Santa Anita area, or is that just the name of it?
It's on Anita Place in the city of Orange.
Okay. Now, as far as people that are in need of this, is once it opens, doctor, will they need to go through their primary care provider or call up Orange County Health Services? How would that work?
Well, as Supervisor Bartlett mentioned, this is open to all residents of Orange County, regardless of payer status. And also, it will have many front doors. So the front door to the Anita campus, the Be Well campus, will be however is best accessible, however the individuals can make that accessible to them. So it could be through the 911 system, for example, so that it could be individuals who might have otherwise gone to an emergency department, would be much better cared for at the Anita Be Well Wellness Hub. So there'll be many ways by which individuals will be accessing the services in that facility.
Okay, let me ask you this, Supervisor, and this becomes a little bit more of a sticky issue nowadays than maybe it was years ago, and that is a family has somebody that they know within their family that is obviously in need of help, but perhaps they're over 18. So it's much more difficult nowadays to maybe get them the help they need if they don't want it because they're an adult now. Where years and years ago, I think whether it was good or bad, you could give them the help they need or have them, for lack of a better term, committed or whatever they needed. I'm talking about people who really have severe problems. But nowadays we've gotten to the point where they get to be an adult, and if they don't want the help, well, what can be done?
Well, that's why education is so important, to let individuals and families know about all of the resources that we have to be able to get their family members assessed and get them into the system of care. Because if they've got a family history of mental illness, something is genetic, or if a child has issues with cyberbullying or seniors with food insecurity, it's really important to get that individual assessed. And individuals and families need to know that we've got a host of resources available at the county to help them. And that's our goal at the county level, is to be able to get information out to the public at large so people know what resources are available, like the Be Well OC campus.
Right. Now, getting the hospitals involved, I think, is fantastic, because a lot of times they're already involved in one way or another, and this is just another resource for them and for the patients.
Yes, and many patients end up in our emergency rooms.
Yeah.
And the emergency rooms, that's not the best place to treat individuals with mental health and illnesses. So we have a program that at the hospitals where they can contact a number, and somebody will come out and get that individual and get them over to a facility that can really treat the mental health issues, because the ERs are really not the place for those individuals.
Now, doctor, once this opens, is it a place that someone comes just to be looked at, to be checked in and checked out? Is it a daycare as well, or overnight facility? What's going to be available there?
Yeah, as Supervisor Bartlett mentioned, it's going to be a pretty substantial facility, 60,000 square feet.
Yeah.
And in a space like that, we can and plan to put many different types of services that are needed by individuals affected by mental illness and needing mental health. That includes crisis intervention and crisis stabilization, so the kind of patient who might have otherwise gone to an emergency department can be assessed there and stabilized. But one of the difficulties that we have is where does a person go after they have been stabilized? And so one of the great benefits that we're going to see in the Anita Wellness Hub is the campus there is to have continuation of care. So we can have some on-site housing for individuals for short-term care, maybe as long as 14 days for those who are in acute need, and maybe even longer. So we're in the process of developing the programs that will be in that facility, but we are planning on a much more continuum of care set of services at that site, as opposed to just a short-term care like we would see in an emergency department or a stabilization center that's not connected to some sort of ongoing care process.
Okay, and is this your background? as far as mental illness?
Well, I'm a geriatrician, and a geriatrician is a doctor who cares for the elderly, and so mental illness and mental health affects the elderly very much as well. And so that full continuum of care is also a full continuum of age.
Right.
And so while we might see it in young individuals and children, we also see it in the elderly as well. So my interest has started in care of the elderly and in geriatrics, although the full continuum of services is what we're going to be addressing in Be Well Orange County, which is our program for all citizens and all residents of Orange County.
Very good. And I want to tell folks that you can go online and easily find this. If you just simply search for Be Well OC, it'll come up. You can find out more information. When do you see this opening?
Well, I'll leave that to Dr. Fable, who's working closely with all of our stakeholders. But as soon as it's open, we'll certainly get information out to the public at large. Anyone can always call my office for additional information.
All right, very good. Now, let's talk about a couple other things. Every year, you've been doing well, past few years anyway, the Orange County Pet Expo, which is a lot of fun. This is done up at the sports park area in Lake Forest, and you're going to have a special guest there this year.
Yes, and in fact, he's been our guest for the last 3 years, which has been phenomenal. So Bruce Cameron, the author of A Dog's Way Home, and he has made this into another major motion picture.
Yep.
He will be bringing his dog Bella, which is the star of the movie, March 9th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in Lake Forest at the sports park. And it would be great to get a lot of seniors there. They can bring their dogs and cats with them, bring their pets. Everyone is welcome. Admission is free to the public.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's a great day for everyone. It's something that we look forward to every year.
Hopefully no rain.
And hopefully no rain. Fingers crossed.
Yes, but it's a lot of fun to go to. And even if you don't have a pet, you're going to have a great time. And the facility is wonderful up there. Now, other things that are going on, and just to kind of touch base on, I'd like to, as far as here in El Toro, we have the El Toro Road underpass that goes over the 5 freeway. I know that's moving along, and do you have any time frame from that yet?
We are working with all of the stakeholders. One of them is the new operator and owner of the Laguna Hills Mall, which is turned into the 5 Lagunas.
Yes.
So that project is a bit behind schedule, but we are working with the developer team there, along with the city of Laguna Hills and Lake Forest and Laguna Woods, to work on what we want to do with the interchange. We have a lot of different options for OCTA to create a much more easy to navigate interchange. Right now it's very difficult for a lot of people coming on and off the freeway at that intersection. So we are working through the process, and the environmental phase right now is in progress, but working with the stakeholders to figure out what we want to do with regard to that particular interchange.
Yeah, that'll be very nice when that gets done.
Yes, and then I also have a Senior Services Day that will be coming up specific to Laguna Woods. We're going to bring our mobile care trailers right to all of the residents here in Laguna Woods to give them assessments for their health and for other things that might be available from the county perspective as far as our resources, and working with the seniors to really get them the services they need. And I know that a lot of seniors here, some are homebound and really can't get out of the area, so we're going to bring all of our services to them on a particular day. I don't have that date scheduled just yet, but as soon as I do, you'll be the first to know, and we'll get that broadcasted. All
right, very good. Thank you for both coming on. Doctor, pleasure meeting you. I think this project is wonderful, and I can't wait to hear more about it as it begins to move along.
Yeah, we look forward to telling you more about all of the great services and programs that we'll be putting together with Be Well Orange County.
Thank you very much. Always good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Thank you, Supervisor.
Pleasure.
And if you want more information, as I said, for the Be Well OC, just go to beweloc.org. Very easy. And of course, if you want to get in touch with the supervisor, you want to get on our mailing list, I'm on our mailing list and get that. Is it every 2 weeks?
Every Friday.
Every Friday, okay. You can go on her website, ocgov.com/gov/BOS/5. You know what? Just Google her name. It's a lot easier, right? And there you can get it there, and you can get on her weekly news release, and that's how I find out about the Pet OC and all the wonderful, neat things that are around South Orange County. So take advantage of that. Once again, thank you both for coming on.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.